I went over from like center lane all the way to the shoulder and stopped ahead of where they were to see if they were okay. And I asked, hey, are you guys okay? And the guy said no. So I asked, do you want me to call 911? He said yes. It's okay if I start it? It's going to be loud.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Shit, I just set somebody's alarm off. I thought someone was honking at me at first. That's gonna be annoying. I'd much rather have loud pipes than to not be seen or heard. So this is not a typical day that I record. Today is Saturday and I usually record on my days off, but got off of work today and I just really wanted to ride. I know this is the same route I always take in my videos. This is still close to home. It's nothing on the freeway and it's Saturday, so it should be popping. So I'm not really sure what I wanted this video to be. I just wanted to get on and see whatever comes to mind. Something that did come to mind today that I can talk about is some of the things that I've noticed since becoming a new motorcycle rider, like differences in my habits. One of them for sure is I've been noticing what people I've been noticing what people are doing more often. I mean, I always have. I've always been a really defensive driver in a vehicle. I drive about 200 miles, not 200 miles, I'd say about 200 miles a day. I work on the field as a technician, as in my day job. So I'm going from house to house. I'm doing a lot of it's driving, like 20-30 minutes between each service call. So I'm on the road a lot. This is not my everyday ride. This is just, you know, when I need to run errands and just for funsies. But what I've noticed driving is that I've been predicting more and more of what people are gonna do. Like if someone's in a lane, like I just try to guess what they're gonna do next. So like get over into my lane, or does someone on the left of me need to get that exit coming up on the right? So I've kind of been using that time to just kind of predict what people are doing. And another thing that I've noticed since I've started riding is stuff that happens while I'm in my truck. I'm thinking, damn, what would that have been like if I was on my motorcycle? So for example, the other day, I straight up saw an accident on the highway. Here in San Diego, I was going 8 east and a car just spun out. No, it didn't hit anybody else. It just lost control and just straight up did like a 360, more like a 180, and then went straight on into the guardrail or the center divide. And I was like right behind them. So I actually pulled over. I went over from like center lane all the way to the shoulder and stopped ahead of where they were to see if they were okay. And the driver was okay, but the passenger was not. She was like kind of dazed, and they were having her sit down. And I asked, hey, are you guys okay? And the guy said no. So I asked, do you want me to call 911? He said yes. So I called 911. And this had only been seconds, not even a minute before, you know, after everything had happened. So I called 911. They get me over to Highway Patrol, and actually the Highway Patrol said, oh, someone called that in already. So somebody who must have been driving saw it happen and called it in already, but that's cool. Yeah, I was just like thinking, man, it happened literally right in front of me. And like little chunks of the car were all over the place. I'm like, man, if I was on my motorcycle, that would have been even more freaky. But hopefully, I never know what happened to them, but hopefully they're okay. She was able to walk, and I didn't see any blood, so hopefully it wasn't that bad. How do you guys like the new exhaust? I got a couple more things I want to do to this. You have some mirrors that came in. I bought some different style that are kind of like coffin shaped that look pretty cool, but I just haven't done it yet. And then somebody also commented on one of my videos, like, take that sticker off. And believe me, I've been wanting to. In fact, I ordered a heat gun. So I'm gonna take a heat gun. Ooh, damn! I'm gonna take a heat gun and peel it off and get some goo gone. I'm also thinking about taking off the side reflectors to kind of give it another more of a blacked out look. Here comes another biker dude. Not actually ready for the getting rid of my my clutch. I technically haven't done that yet. I've nodded my head and I've waved with my right, but I haven't let go of my clutch to do it on my left like everyone else does. Maybe you guys will witness that happen. So if you guys see my last video, I was at this exact corner when another motorcycle guy came by, and his was way louder than mine. Maybe I'll put the two scenes side by side or right after each other. Hello, fellow motorcyclist. Oh yeah, baby. That sounds mean as fuck. These were cheapy little exhausts, man. They're actually not even the Radiant GP Shorties. They are York Industry, whatever that is. I mean, I didn't hear Radiant either, so. But these were actually only 80 bucks for the pair. I probably downgraded my bike by putting on some cheap stuff, but honestly, I don't care. I'd rather be seen, you know. It's kind of like a motorcycle siren. Haha, these people. Oh, so I don't know if you guys have this in your city, but this is like a beer tour. These people are pedaling this thing and they're just getting drunk. Pretty cool. Yeah. And they're always good times, that's for sure. For sure, I knew I was gonna get a woo out of that. Speaking of woos, this is something I always thought was funny. So like, let's say a comedian gets on stage, right? Or anybody, like a frontman of a band, they're like, how's everybody doing? And everyone's just like, woo! But imagine if you just ask somebody that face to face, it's just you and them. You're like, how you doing? Woo! Like, how weird would that be? That bus thing, that's exactly why I thought it'd be cool to come down here on a Saturday. This is a pretty well-known spot in San Diego. A lot of tourists come here too. Doesn't look that great. I mean, it does kind of look beat down. Like that one in the corner there, that's been closed for years. And there's a couple other spots that have been closed down. It's totally been gentrified for sure. I mean, I remember when I was a kid growing up here in San Diego, this part of town was considered bad, and there was hardly anything here. And just stuff started coming in. In fact, the thing I just passed, it's called True North. I think that's got to be, if I remember correctly, one of the first big clubs that came here. I mean, there's been a lot of dive bars that have been here since. Like there's one right there, it's called Bar Pink, which unfortunately just closed. They couldn't do outside stuff. It's just, they had to shut down after so many years. This other one here that's called The Office. It used to be called Scolari's Office. That one was been around for a while, but they changed the name and they made it a little fancy. It used to be like a bar where like you'd see old dude with no teeth in there. And in fact, I used to live right behind it. Me and my stepbrother used to live there, and it was literally crawling distance from my front door to the back door of the office. And we used to shoot pool and get drunk and all that stuff, and we'd be so broke that we knew what kind of beer they had. And back in North Park, when you can buy a Bud Light, because now you can't, everything's got to be craft brew. There's no way you can come into one of these places and ask for a Bud Light. Like, it would be a record scratch and everyone would just stare at you. Can't happen here. But back then you could. So we used to get the same kind of beer they had, and if we had like a hoodie, we just like could put it in like the front pouch of the hoodie and bring it in, and don't have to pay for drinks. So we thought we were fucking geniuses. Okay, dude, you see me? Good. I really hate it when people go way past the line. Like, that's not necessary. I've never had to do that. Never in my life had to go that far past the line. How it goes. In my last video I said I wasn't having much experience with heat, but I am getting a little bit of heat from the right side now, maybe because the exhaust is shorter, and before it practically went past the back tire, but now it's a little closer. I do feel it a little bit more. Nothing too crazy. I just know not to put my leg there too, of course. I guess one of the things I can also talk about too is actually a question that somebody asked me in my comments of my very first video. And they asked me if I think the Indian Scout Bobber is a good beginner bike. Now, it's not going to be a definite yes or a no. It depends on the person. Like, I'm actually glad that I didn't get a motorcycle in my 20s, even though I have wanted one since I was about 5 or 6. And I didn't get one until this year, and I'm 42. I don't know if I mentioned that already, but I'm 42, just got my very first motorcycle. And you know, in my 20s, I was fucking stupid. I would have gotten killed if I was in my 20s, trying to do some stupid shit, trying to show off. And my answer to him is like, depends on the person. If you're not a show off, or you're not going to goof off on the thing, yes, it's a beginner bicycle. It's a beginner bike. You can do some stupid shit on this. But I've just been taking it easy, and I think it's perfect to grow into, like I mentioned. It sounds like I'm going fast, but I'm not. I'm going 22 right now. I have been getting a couple more stares, and people are looking, so that means they notice me. That's a good sign. I don't know if they just want to see where that's coming from, or what kind of bike that is, or what. Loud pipe saves lives, yo. The big debate. I think it's true. It's all it takes is one incident for them to otherwise not see you, is for them to notice you, to take their eyes off their phone. Then that could be all you need. Also, too, another thing I noticed, now going back to what some stuff I've noticed, is I've noticed more and more people on their phones in their cars. Don't trust you. Oh, I got a green. Okay. Like full on today, as I was driving around for work, this girl in front of me was swerving back and forth, and I drove up beside her. I was thinking to myself, I bet she's on her phone. And I went past her. Sure enough, she's friggin' deep in her phone, like deep in her phone. Wanna go for a ride? Wanna go for a ride? I heard that song earlier, and I immediately thought of motorcycles. I've heard that song since the 90s. Not until now did I think about motorcycles when that song came on. But yes, I do want to go for a ride. Thank you very much, Billy Corrigan and company. Smirching Perkins. I do have more things to talk about. I'm going to save them for individual videos. Like, for example, one of them is going to be about why did I decide to get a motorcycle in my 40s. Also, I think I'm going to do one about, is vlogging dead? If you guys are coming back, thank you again for being here. I appreciate it. I've gotten some cool comments from you guys, and it's really motivating, man. It makes me think I don't suck, and that's awesome. All I want to do in life is not suck. Thanks again for being here, and I will catch you on the next one.